Placement referees, scab referees.
What do you want to talk about?
Wrestling. Wrestling is good.
Why do you do that?
Why not?
It's fake.
Wrestling's not fake!
Hey, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a whoa. That was a little echoey. Let me. How's that? Is that better? Uh-oh. Everything worked a while ago, but now all of a sudden it don't want to work. Let me. Okay. I guess we're good. Let me. Let's see if that's okay. That's a little bit better. Anyway, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Ronald Ray here, your boy with a cornbread accent. Welcoming you to Wrestling Gold Friday Night. Now everything else is wanting to fall apart here. Anyway, yes, this is Friday night. Hopefully everybody had a great week so far, or so far. Hopefully everybody had a good work week. Nothing too far out of the ordinary. Bear with me a little bit. I am testing out some new stuff. Quick reminder: I will be a guest on Karen Poole's Facebook page, Facebook Live, for the Georgia Alabama game. And so, yes, I'm trying to get things situated here uh, so we won't have any problems. If you watched last night's or 30 minutes of last night's spot show live stream, I just kept talking all the way through. I had no idea that I got kicked off of it. It froze and didn't come back on. Just totally kicked me off. But anyway, hopefully that part of it is all settled. Now I'm trying to worry about the sound here. So yeah, if you're hearing this, how am I sounding? Am I fading in when I talk? Am I fading in and out? Even though I tested a bunch of times last night, tested again this afternoon, or this afternoon I say, uh, tried like uh, an hour ago uh, to see if it still worked, and everything seemed fluid. Everything seemed good. The little green thing is going good. I do hear myself. I don't hear myself fading in and out. So, like I said, if I am, please let me know. I'll probably ask a few times during the course of the evening. But anyway, I know you don't want to talk about me too much. It is Wrestling Gold Friday night, where we talked about the good old days of professional wrestling, back when wrestling was wrestling and wrestling was real. Because damn it, it is still real to us. So it is Friday. Time to crack open a cold one. Cheers to all the hard working men and women out there. who busted their ass all week, and to all those who are having to work this weekend. We appreciate you folks as well. So, uh, cheers. But before we get started, yeah, this is your first time watching anything of mine, especially the live streams. I'll talk a little bit, wait for a few people to get on the chat. Let me know they're here. Hopefully, I'm on. I guess I should check that, but let me see here. It says I'm here, so we're here. Uh-oh. Okay, so if I hear my phone buzz, I'll probably going to keep looking at it this tonight because they did say I was pros out. But anyway, uh, hello, Joe King. So yeah, if you're first time watching this, and if you like hearing just a normal guy like me talk about the sport of professional wrestling, hey, give me that thumbs up button. Also, join us in the chat if you're not watching this live. Leave a comment. Let me know if any memories you have, or just be friendly, say hello. That's always appreciated. Also, if you're not a subscriber yet, be a champ. Click on that subscribe button. So how am I sounding tonight, Joe? Am I fading in and out? Hopefully I got everything situated last night. I'm not sure which way I should sit. And I just got. All right, sounds good. No fading in and out. Just my annoying voice. That's it. Or the sweet sounds of my sweet sounding voice. Yeah, I'm kind of paranoid because I ignored a text last night. Hey, let me son of a bitch. Oh, that don't concern me. Yeah, I can't stand a circle. Hopefully, I don't get the circle of death tonight. Hopefully, hopefully, hopefully everything's working right now. Hopefully everything's working great tonight. But yeah, sorry about that, folks. Like I said, gonna be a little bit paranoid. So every time I hear the phone buzz, I'm probably gonna go there, check on it, make sure I'm still on. So everything's good. I'm not fading in and out or anything like that. No, does it sound echoey or anything? Any echo sounds? No echoes. All right. All right. It could be just me because I'm hearing myself. All right. Well, let's get to it then. Let's act professional now. Act like I know what I'm doing. Of course, I don't know what I'm doing. Been doing this a little while now, and yeah, no, I still don't know what the hell I'm doing. All right. So, like I said, if you first time you watch this every week, we start off with me rambling. Then we go into the history of professional wrestling, where we talk about what happened today in the sport of professional wrestling. Of course, today is September 26th, and let's get right to it. Oh, yeah, since I'm working with two computers here, I gotta make sure I get everything. Oh, I'm gonna need two hands for this shit. There we go. This will be awkward. Anyway, on this date in 1975 in Atlanta, Georgia, at the Municipal Auditorium, Brute Bernard defeated North American champion Bill Watts, but the title was held up pending a rematch. Probably just a screwy finish. Brute Bernard, dastardly heel. He probably cheated, somewhat got caught. If anybody was around then, let us know what happened on this date. And also on this date, 1975, the 42nd anniversary show, 2 of 3, in Mexico City for EMLL at the Arena Mexico, drawing 17,500 people. Let's see. El Halcon defeated Raul Reyes to win the Mexican National Heavyweight Championship. Other matches on that, I can't read these names. Yeah. Nope. But yeah. So yeah, that was a major title change there. Other matches on that was Mara defeated Manuel Robles. Fishman defeated Mr. Tempest. Ringo Mendoza and Gino Hernandez defeated Adorable Ruby and Tony Salazar. Alfonso Dantes and Los Gemelos Diablos 1 and 2 defeated Hurricane Ramirez, Dr. Wagner Jr., and Cien Caras. I already mentioned El Halcon defeated Raul Reyes to win the Mexican national title. NWA welterweight champion Blue Demon defeated Karloff Lagrade. NWA world middleweight champion Pero Agua defeated El Santos. Okay, so far we're still on. This, whoops, let me. There we go. On this date in 1977, the WWF held an event at the Madison Square Garden in New York City. Attendance was 22,102. They seen the American Dream Dusty Rhodes defeat WWF champion superstar Billy Graham by countout. Peter Maivia defeated George Steele. Bob Backlund defeated Larry Sharp. Chief Jay Strongbow, Tony Gurria, and Larry Zbyszko. This is when he was, just a student of Bruno Sammartino. Didn't quite turn yet. They defeated Ken Patera, Stan Stasiak, and Captain Lou Albano. Cowboy Lane and Haiti Kid defeated Little John and Little Tokyo. Turo Tanaka defeated Johnny Rivera. Baron Michael Cicluna defeated Jack Evans wrestled Jack Evans to a draw. Not the Jack Evans we know now. He used to team with Teddy Hart. Another Jack Evans. Mr. Fuji defeated Lenny Hurst. On this date in 1980, EML had their the 47th annual anniversary show took place at the Arena Mexico with the reported attendance 17,000. Main event of the night was El Santico defeated Mucho Cota in a hair versus hair match. Yeah, I'm not going to. Nah. Nope, not today. Not drunk enough today. I'm sorry. If some of these names I do not know, and I'm not going. I done butchered their names 3 years ago. So not today. All right, on this date in 1981 in Memphis, Tennessee, at the Cook Convention Center, Stan Lane and Sweet Brown Sugar, Coco Beware, defeated Rick Gibson and Bill Dundee for the Southern Tag Team titles. Bill Dundee was substituting for Robert Gibson at the time, at injury time. injury, I suppose. Dutch Mantel, bad motherfucker, defeated Steve Kern to win the Mid American title. Jimmy Valiant defeated the Dream Machine Troy Graham in a match that allowed Jerry Lawler to return to Memphis. On this date in 1982, the original Midnight Express, Dennis Condrey and Randy Rose, defeated Ron Fuller and Jimmy Golan in a tournament final to win the NWA Southeastern Tag Team titles. And finally, on this date in 1999, WWF presented Unforgiven pay-per-view in Charlotte, North Carolina, Horseman Country, at the Charlotte Coliseum, drawing 15,779. Val Venus defeated Steve Blackman. D'Lo Brown pinned Mark Henry to win the WWF European title. WWF Intercontinental Champion Jeff Jarrett, J-A-R-R-E-T-T. Actually, he wasn't doing the singing cowboy gimmick no more. He was this Double J, Jeff Jarrett, buzz cut, everything. He defeated China by disqualification. Baruch and Bradshaw, APA, defeated the Dudleys, Bubba Ray and Devon Dudley. WWF Women's Champion Ivory pinned Luna Vachon in a hardcore match. WWF World Tag Team Champions, the New Age Outlaws, Billy Gunn and Road Dogg, defeated Edge and Christian. And of course, Edge and Christian, they're still going. They're in AEW. Edge is using his real name. Christian added Cage to his name, so it was Cope and Christian Cage, or Adam Copeland and Christian Cage. They still call him Adam Copeland on there a bunch of times. Anyway, WWF Hardcore Champion Al Snow defeated Big Boss Man in a steel cage inside of a Hell in a Cell match. X-Pac defeated Chris Jericho by disqualification. And in the main event, it was Triple H won a six-pack match to win the vacant WWF Heavyweight Championship when he pinned The Rock. Also in that match was the Big Show, Kane, Mankind, and Davey Boy Smith. Stone Cold Steve Austin served as special referee. So yes, that's another pretty it was I think that pay-per-view was okay. Nothing great. Even at that time, they would really emphasize the main pay-per-views, the King of the Ring, Royal Rumble, SummerSlam, and of course WrestleMania. That was their, the big four. That's one they paid more attention to. Wouldn't say, I don't know. Sometimes it would kind of blend in a lot. Trying to jog my memory a little bit. At this time, I don't think it mattered. The Attitude Era was just so popular at the time. People didn't really critique it as, oh, these are, same matches you see on Raw. Sometimes there was mention of it, but a lot of times it was like, yeah, but, they did, sometimes they did a little more. Of course, you had the World Heavyweight title match, six-pack challenge, where where Triple H went in that one. Yeah, I think this is the time where Big Boss Man Al Snow was feuding, and Big Boss Man kidnapped Al Snow's dog, and let's just say served it up to him in a plate. Gave back the dog, served up the dog in a plate. If you remember that, you remember that. It was the Attitude Era, man. Sometimes some things were kind of sick. Trying to think. I think that I guess it was the next pay-per-view. I mean, because this was the start of where, there used to be only, like I said, 4 pay-per-views a year, each company. Then they started ramping up, and it got to a point where it was a pay-per-view every month. So they had to kind of keep throwing things to make sure they stick. And like I said, WWF was hot at the time, very hot at the time. I think at this time they were beating WCW. A little bit back and forth, but people, like I said, Stone Cold was the biggest star in wrestling at this point, bar none. Between both companies, everybody knew who Stone Cold Steve Austin was. Stone Cold, what Stone Cold Steve Austin was in the Attitude Era, Hulk Hogan was in the Rock and Wrestling Era, if you want to call it that. Okay, let's see. Check up on this again. Make sure. Uh-oh. Okay. I'm still on. Am I still on? Okay, I'm still on. I had to make sure I acknowledged that I was still on. Oops. Don't need both of them there. I still sound good? Do I look good? You're good? All right. That's good. So, with this talking about a WWF pay-per-view, they had this little show called Sunday Night Heat. And what they would do, especially the Sunday before pay-per-view, basically use that paper or that show to hype up the pay-per-view. So that's what we're going to tune into tonight for the watch along. It is Sunday Night Heat from September 26, 1999. Let me make sure I got it. Oops. Oops. So let me put it in the chat here. Make sure that's it. Yep. And when your folks are ready, let me know and we'll do a little countdown. Press the button. That's some darn good beer. All right, got to hold on a minute. That means I rub my mouth for a minute. Uh, Usually I didn't watch Sunday Night Heat. They would always have like a pre-show sometimes before the pay-per-view as well. Once you just cut the pay-per-view on, sometimes you just wait about 10 minutes before it. Because if I ain't mistaken, a lot of times they'll just replay all the hype videos and stuff like that that they played, during the pre-show and kind of like they do now. But every now and then they'll put in some dark matches on Sunday Night Heat or pre-recorded matches. Probably little highlights here and there from Brawl. Was SmackDown on at this time? Can't remember. So is anybody else going to be watching or any college football? Is anybody watching any kind of college football tomorrow? Pro football Sunday? Who's y'all's teams? Of course, being a Georgia boy, and yes, I know. Uh, yeah. First of all, Georgia, go Dogs. That's my team right there. Uh, then of course, Falcons fan. Yeah. Even though I don't watch pro as much as I did, but I don't know. I guess priorities kind of wane in as like, just there for the peeps. There you go. But But yeah, I know. 28-3. All right, we ready? All right, gonna give a countdown, and hopefully, there we go. I have to. All right, gonna give a countdown, and 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Press play now. Okay, that's not gonna work for me, brother. Oh, something dropped. Hmm. Yeah, System of a Down is that old too. And this is probably a little before System of a Down got like real big, I think. It was before Chop Suey. So yeah, this is kind of a memorable wrestling goal Friday night. This is the first time we've played any WWF from the Attitude Era. We've done Smoky Mountain a couple times. We've done ECW. We've done like what 70s, early 80s WWF, and of course we've done like WWF in '87. But I don't think we've done anything as far as Attitude Era in the '90s, which is my kind of my thing. It's like it's wrestling gold. Oh, there's a young Michael Cole, and no, he never did get any better. But but sort of on purpose, I don't know. Sometimes I feel WWE or Attitude Era in the '90s, especially after '95 and all that, is a little too current, but it's really not. It's a long time ago. And there's a young Chris Jericho, Mr. Hughes, Curtis Hughes. For the for Sunday Night Heat or not? I just clicked it on. I mean, I just downloaded it, clicked it on. Oh, a Kennel from Hell match. Oh, the six pack. Yeah, it was. I named it off. It was like Big Show, Kane, Mankind, Davey Boy Smith, The Rock, and Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And Steve Austin just as a special referee. Was that Teddy Long? Oh no, don't steal the dog. Oh, poor puppy. Oh yeah, yeah, poor Pepper. Uh, I mean they just look how Steve Austin is the special referee. Like he like I said he was the big money draw uh during the Attitude Era with The Rock. So yeah, SmackDown was there at the time. Now Alsto nowadays he's the head trainer and I think he owns or at least part owner of Ohio Valley Wrestling now. Um, Netflix did a series on that called I think it's called The Wrestlers. Can't remember the name of it, but I watched. It was interesting. Lillian Garcia. Dogs are ready to go after each other. Yeah, I finally got to watch all of last season's Dark Side of the Ring. Um, watch the Hell in a Cell one. Ludwig Borga. It was I don't know. Didn't really care for him that much when he was a wrestler. Um, but I was pretty much counting the time of when they was going to mention what's his face. Ludwig Borga, Tony Holm, the guy from Ireland, he ended. I guess the biggest thing he did was ended Tatanka's undefeated streak. He didn't last long. Dude was well, not kind. Dude was real a hole, asshole. And yes, that's Billy Gunn. And believe it or not, Billy Gunn is even bigger now. I mean, yes, Billy Gunn is in great shape there, but yeah, he's still in great shape now. It was funny. I was watching the New Age Outlaws shoot interview, and and Jesse James Road Dog, he was talking about, he was like the extracurricular activities he would do, and then and he was like, yeah, you know, me and Billy, kind of different like that. I like to feel good, and Billy Gunn likes to look good. So while Road Dogg was hanging out with X Pac doing this, and Triple H and Billy Gunn were in the gym, but they were a good tag team, popular tag team. But as far as the dark sides of the ring, yeah, the one that was really sad to me is the Eddie Gilbert one. Remember, this is uh, Sunday Night Heat. It was on. Well, I guess it was on. Yeah, it was on USA. Then they switched it. They put it on MTV for a while. So, and this was Sunday early evening, late afternoon. So they kind of had to tone down the language a little bit. Oh yeah, I mean the way they interact with the fans, and I mean I always felt Billy Gunn was really, I mean, was underrated. Road Dogg as well. I mean, if in case you didn't know, Road Dogg is the son of Bob Armstrong, brother Steve, Scott, and Brad Armstrong. Hello, Brenda Watson. Yes, a young Edge. So granted, yeah, AEW's got three of these guys right now. Adam Copeland, Christian Cage, and Billy Gunn. Man, if only Brad Armstrong can was good on the mic like Road Dogg was. And apparently he was a funny guy too. But the thing about it, on sheet interviews and podcasts and stuff like that, I mean, even Bob said, which one was the best wrestler out of all of them. They all say Brad. God, everybody's fighting now. Sergeant Slaughter. Unfortunately, this was Davey's last little run here, I do believe. So this is okay. At this time, the NFL officials were on strike, so they kind of did a little spin-off on that. The referees of the WWE or WWF were on strike as well. Well, it's the big guy in little panties. Oh, Kevin Kelly. Kind of used to make fun of them, but kind of found out he was actually a better commentator than Michael Cole. I mean, when I watched the few times I did watch Ring of Honor when he was a commentator, I thought he did pretty good. Who is that? Kevin Kelly or Earl Hebner? The Hebners. Kevin Kelly. Oh, so they eliminated commercials on this. Yeah, I've never seen his interview. Is it on like YouTube or anything like YouTube or anything like that, or did you have it on DVD or did you have it on home video? Nice. He's a mayor in some town in Kentucky now. Is it Kentucky? He's some town in Kentucky. Ah, the man, the legend himself, the Undertaker. He was the American Badass. His podcast is pretty good. Now, when it was when it was 6 feet under with Mark Calloway, had the other guy. That one was a little bit better than the one they got now, but heck, the other day I watched the one with him and Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle was a guest on the show. That was pretty good. Oh, Tom Pritchard, Dr. Tom. And yes, in case you didn't know, Tom Pritchard is the brother of Bruce Pritchard. A collusion. So yeah, this is basically because he is the game 200%. Yeah, I mean, if you're 200%, man, that's pretty good. Hell, I don't think I've ever been. I've barely been 100% last 10 years. Hell, let's see. 5 of those years, I was probably about 85%. I'm going about 65, 70% right now. Okay, I'll admit, I always thought Ivory was kind of hot. Oh, did they? Uh-oh. Oh, I guess I can say ass, but you just can't say ass. You can't. I don't know. Yes, she did. Talking about Ivory, not Moolah. Now she was on the. I don't know if anybody remembers Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling, the original Glow, not the Netflix series. Oh yeah, I was there. Yes, like her, Lita, she looked better in person than she did on TV. And another person who looked better in person than she did on TV, so it might shock some people. Sherry Martel. I thought she looked better on in person than she did on TV. So yeah, this is when they was pushing Triple H as a single star world champion main event guy. And this is still kind of early days of the internet. And I always kind of say that Triple H was believe it or not, Triple H, Hunter Hearst Helmsley was the first internet wrestling darling. Now he wound up being a villain later, but yeah, they did too. And who was it? Um, Chastity. I remember when she was managing Just Incredible, and we seen her at the Marietta Cobb County Civic Center. Yeah, shortly after this that Raw came to Atlanta? Fear Factory. They were actually pretty good at the time. But yeah, I remember seeing Lita at the Sean Shocker Evans benefit show, and I was like, damn, she looks way better live, like face to face, than she did on TV. Not to say she was unattractive on TV, but get a whole new respect when she was like, face to face with you. Yeah, she's I mean, she came like that right there to me. Uh, who's laughing now? It's somebody's manhood. Oh yeah, definitely Mickey James. I remember seeing her at that TNA show at the Tabernacle. Oh yeah, I mean, um, yeah, I think Vince Russo and FR were still there, and I will agree with Jim Cornette on this because let's look at what they did when Vince wasn't overlooking them. When Vince is overlooking them, they're like, okay, this sounds good. This is shit. This is shit. This shit. Let's put, okay, this is good. Let's put this together. Okay, it's all good. But once Vince Russo had full autonomy, I guess, or not full autonomy, but as far as nobody looking over him, or nobody would, not a Vince McMahon looking over him, then he kind of just fell apart. Shut up, Michael Cole. Oh yeah, I mean yeah, during this time, it's like it seemed like everybody had something to do. Unfortunately, it's, when he went to everywhere somewhere else, it just didn't. It just didn't. Um, you didn't have anybody there to kind of say, okay, no, we're not going. We're not putting a. We're not doing this storyline. Let's kind of take what we got right now and kind of go into it because how many times they. I mean, they did it. I mean, you kind of watched WWF at the time a little bit. They did it a few times. But man, how many times did a WCW title or this title, US title, tag team title become vacant just for the hell of it in a WW or WCW under his call? Yeah, that was Terry Power. That was I don't know who that is. Jared was funny at this point. Oh, there's Terry Taylor. I remember that one. Yeah, that. Yeah, she just came in. I guess Tessa's girlfriend. They were supposed to get married, and yeah, I remember the Pokemon and the Magic trading card games, stuff like that. I remember those being popular. Of course, I was, a little too old to even think about getting into anything like that. Yeah, I remember that. I just definitely went into Pokemon trading cards or the video games. Oh, Push Monkey. I remember them. Yeah, I remember he would when that go find the I guess a phone game, mobile phone game or something like that, where you go find Pokemon. Yeah, like I said, it was a little before System of a Down became huge or big. That's a couple big freaking dudes. That's a big freaking limo. Yeah, I remember when we first seen him at center stage. I mean, we are on a like mid level there, and he was still like huge. It almost looked like it was like eye level to him at that level. Nice. So you people will watch that and be like, you know what? I'm going to order that pay-per-view, and they did. Lots of people order those pay-per-views. I know I order my fair share of those pay-per-views. Yeah, I remember y'all had that satellite. Would watch a few pay-per-views on that one. But yeah, there were a lot of them were enjoyable. I mean, like I said, when you're on a hot streak like that, it's kind of hard to do wrong. But I mean, WCW they were running hot as well, but it started kind of declining a bit. Like I said, once the whole Stone Cold thing started, I mean, started picking up steam. It just, as Jacob Fatu would say, it was all gas, no brakes from that point on. And then what's it? Uh, Maybe a year later, barely a year later, 2 years later. Yeah, probably a year and a half later, the WWF would wind up buying WCW. It is kind of sad to think about a little bit. I do wish they could have stayed on TBS. I think if they stayed on TBS, Eric Bischoff had the backers, then they'd have been okay. Yeah, I mean, the funny thing about it that time, I mean, I see it declining. Did not cheer. Definitely wasn't one of the people cheering that WCW went under. Thought it sucked because even though they said it wouldn't happen, you know what's going to happen. That pretty much just if they had it, they had the invasion angle, but it was Booker T, Lance Storm, some ECW guys, Rob Van Dam, the Dudleys, Tommy Dreamer got a contract and everything else, but I think Sandman did. No, or what? Yeah, Tommy Dreamer. Anyway, um, and nothing against Booker T and Lance Storm and um, Chris Canyon, Mike also none of those, but they were not Kevin Nash, Scott Hall, Hulk Hogan, Sting, Dallas Page. Yeah, it did, but everybody pretty much know what was going to go on that at that point. You know, none of those were Ric Flair or anything like that. And can't really blame those guys. Those guys were still getting paid by AOL Time Warner. It's like, okay, we can still make this big money just sitting at home, or void that contract, sign a deal, wherever that might be, uh, with WWF. And I think it would probably been, from what I heard, it might have been for, could have been for like less money than them sitting at home. So, what a better way to kind of regroup, let some injuries heal and not worry about paying your bills. I mean, anybody would have done that. Heck, I would have done that. If I can, draw a paycheck. If, say somebody bought, you know, the company I work for, and I was under some kind of contract, but if I go work for that other company, I'll have to accept their payment. And I was like, okay, what's your payment? It's less. You know what? Gonna enjoy life a little bit and not worry about paying my bills. But yeah, that definitely some fun times being a wrestling fan. Not sure. Not sure. I mean, there is a possibility we can get to that point again. Um, I mean, they're doing like a Vagin angle right now on NXT with TNA guys and girls, or TNA talent. So that might be, you know, beneficial to both parties. Well, I mean, TNA especially, because the owner of that company, they're like, look, we know we can't beat WWE. We just don't. We don't have the money, anything like that. But they they think they can sure as hell beat AEW and be the number 2 promotion. And I mean, hopefully AEW can. I mean, even this, I watched Dynamite. Sorry, folks, I was scrambling, just got home and tried to hook the new stuff up, so I didn't do another Dynamite recap. But yeah, I haven't watched. Gosh, tell you how. Okay, I watched one episode of TNA, and that was when they were really into that uh cinematic stuff, the cinematic matches and all that. And I was like, yeah, okay. It was okay for a while, then now it's like, okay. Let's stop this. Please stop this. Um, as far as TNA last couple of years, I haven't. I think the last time, okay, when I was watching TNA regularly, I think they did the MVP was there with Bobby Lashley. I think Samoa Joe was in that group too, or Low Key was in that group. They call themselves the Beatdown Clan. Um, and of course, they would tape like 10 episodes a week or something, or in one week they'll film like 10 episodes. And I don't know, it just didn't hit. And I mean, it was already hard to watch when Hulk Hogan came in there in the TNA at the time. Then, kind of everything else happened. It's like, eh. Then they kept, moving channels and stuff like that. It's so hard to keep up with. Yeah, that was Days age there, days ago. Yeah, long time ago. Yeah, so in other words, when they switched from being TNA to Impact Wrestling, I totally skipped that part. Hell, I think trying to think. Okay, they did one Bound for Glory in Japan. Did get that one. But the Bound for Glory before that were It was Nick Aldis, Magnus, defeated Sting in that one. But it was just definitely trying times. But supposedly they got better. I don't know. Definitely will probably check them out shortly, or not check it out a little bit more. Yeah, it was something else briefly. Like it was Impact Wrestling. Then they turn it back to TNA. Oh, Global Force Wrestling. Yes, so Jeff Jarrett tries to start a new promotion called Global Force Wrestling, and I think he was really deep in his problems at that time. So I don't know if he couldn't really focus on it, and they try to work with TNA a little bit, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, it was very, 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 very briefly. But like I said, I wasn't watching at the time. I just know, oh, it's there, and I was kind of excited. It's like, okay, Jeff Jarrett's going to start yet another promotion. Let's see where this ends up, and it really turned to a big nothing. But I think Jeff Jarrett was kind of deep in his and it I guess he was uh had alcohol dependencies. Did I say that right? So I just wasn't couldn't really get into it, or he didn't really get into it as much as he probably should have. Oh, excuse me, itchy a little bit. Anyway, it's getting about that time. Getting a little hungry, and so far, I guess yeah, most definitely stayed on. Hopefully, it sounds good. Not sure if I'm going to be brave enough to listen to it, but we'll see. But appreciate everybody tuning in to this week's Wrestling Gold Friday night. Hopefully, everybody has a great weekend. Uh, hopefully, all your teams win, unless it's Alabama. No offense. Uh, yes, I made it while getting cut off. So hopefully, hopefully tomorrow go good. I'm a little more confident now. Just hope I don't overdo it, I guess. Depends on how Facebook does. But yep. Like I said, I appreciate everybody tuning in. Like I said, if you didn't tune in to this live, hey, come next week. Check it out live, or still leave a comment, like button. And if you're not a subscriber, hey, uh, hit that subscribe button, share with friends, and all that good stuff. But other than that, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And I forgot the little end video, but um okay, last thing y'all heard was yeah, okay, so I was talking about the beautiful people, and I couldn't remember Madison Rain's name, but I do remember Lacey Von Erich was part of the beautiful people for a brief time. You know, Lacey Von Erich is the daughter of Carrie Von Erich, or what, was the daughter. But yeah, I just kept talking, kept talking, kept talking, and Lord behold, when I, when I looked on the phone uh, and said it froze, and I looked on there, it's like, yep, only thing I see is a big circle. I mean, I went all the way to the end. I probably should have pressed the record button or something like that, but yep, a little more content for tomorrow evening, excuse me. But yeah, check that out. If you're on Facebook, look up Karen Poole. That's Karen Poole with a C, and check us out live on that one. Yeah, like I said, if I had known that it was off, I probably would have done, because it's not the first time that I ever got kicked off of here. And just rebooted up. But by that point, it was already about 10 o'clock, about 9:30, 10 o'clock before I realized it was totally shut down. And it was like, shit, I ain't repeating all that shit again. Yes, be part of. Yes, that would be filmed in front of a live audience. Well, it is a live stream, so yeah, all good. Anyway, like I said, I hope you folks have a great weekend. Until next time, you folks have a good one. Take it easy. And gosh, I'm feeling out of place. I ain't got my little M button. So I guess I'll take Gordon Sully's spot and say, so long from the peach state of Georgia.